This is another repair video by Fix All Cell. Today we were taking off the LCD of a Galaxy S5. First started by warming up the LCD on a heat pad. Then we took an isosmol tool around the edge to remove kind of the borderline adhesive. Next, we used a heat gun to warm up the LCD and the adhesive that's behind it. It's important to take some time with this. Then go back along those edges. You're going to try and get your isosmol tool underneath the LCD a little bit. Just open up enough of a gap to slide a card under it. Once the card is under, you can remove the isosmol tool. Remember to always be careful with this. If it feels like it's sticking, heat it back up. Use as much heat necessary to keep the whole LCD warm, especially the part that you're trying to lift up. We kept our heat gun at around 200 degrees. Now continue to slide that card underneath. Next, the tech is taking off the back cover for the fingerprint scanner. Be careful not to rip this. He's using a plastic pry tool to pop that connector off. This just makes it so when he lifts up the LCD, he doesn't rip the fingerprint scanner. And that line he just showed is where the cable for the fingerprint scanner goes. So heat it back up. Next, he's going to do the same thing, but to the other side. And on this side, you have to be a little more careful because up in the top, that's where the connector of the LCD connects into the logic board. So as you can notice, he's not going all the way up to the top of that card. See right there, he stopped. Next, he's going to be trying to get the LCD separate from the flex connectors, or the part that gives you your back button, your menu button, and so forth. So heat that up really well. And it's important to try not to rip those. However, if you do rip them, the part's not too expensive and you can swap it out as long as the LCD is still off. You can kind of notice the pattern of heating it up and then putting the isosmol tool and then getting the card in that gap. All of your separation, you want to use the card for the most part because it's not as sharp as the isosmol tool. And there's a less chance of it damaging the LCD. Okay, so now he's going to try and pry it apart a little bit. It's going to add some heat. This part, it's important to take your time. To have a good balance of heat and also slowly pulling. A lot of times you can even just let gravity do its part in separating the two. Looks like it's opening up a little bit more. Just enough to kind of get his fingertips in there. It's going to keep warming it up. And it looks like there's a little bit of adhesive that's still attached, so he's cutting that. Just keep doing that pattern of heat and applying a little bit of pressure to separate it. Let gravity do some of the part as well. Okay, so now he's got it open up a lot more. The connectors for the LCD are on that bottom part. So you gotta heat that up a bunch so that you don't rip the connectors. So he got his plastic pry tool and he's popping up the connector for the LCD. He's gonna lift it up. Now you can kind of see all of that. He just pulls right off. So there you go. He's gonna test it, make sure he didn't break it. So connecting it back together, he's gonna put in the battery and turn it back on. He was successful. Now make sure to check the touch, because sometimes you can cut the digitizer cable as well. Looks like it's all working. Thanks for watching this video from Fix Also.